Three generations, three main heroes, three interconnected stories. This is the greatest saga ever written by Jin Yong, the Condor Trilogy. A wuxia trilogy featuring some of the most legendary figures in the history of martial arts: Guo Jing, Yang Guo, and Zhang Wuji. The Condor Trilogy isn't just a martial arts story, it's an epic about patriotism, betrayal, and a love that defies time. If you want to understand the true world of Jin Yong, you have to start with the Condor Trilogy. Jin Yong and the Condor Trilogy. Jin Yong, or Louis Cha, was the greatest wuxia novelist from Hong Kong who ever lived. He began writing serialized martial arts stories for newspapers in the 1950s. Over 2 decades, he wrote 15 wuxia novels. In mainland China, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and across the Asian diaspora worldwide, Jin Yong is as famous as J.R.R. Tolkien is to Western fans. His work has been adapted into dozens of TV series, films, comics, video games, and even operas. Out of his 15 works, 3 novels stand out the most. These 3 form an interconnected universe, telling the stories of 3 different eras and 3 different heroes, but they all share a common thread: legacy, love, and the question of what it means to be a true hero. Those 3 novels are The Legend of the Condor Heroes, published in 1957, The Return of the Condor Heroes, published in 1959, and The Heaven Sword and Dragon Saber, published in 1961. This is the Condor Trilogy. And each novel carries a different theme. The first novel is about Guo Jing's loyalty and devotion to his nation. The second novel is about Yang Guo's love that transcends all worldly boundaries. The third novel is about forgiveness, unity, and Zhang Wuji's courage in relinquishing power for the sake of a greater peace. 3 themes, 3 generations, 1 universe. Let's start with the first novel. The Legend of the Condor Heroes. The story begins at the end of the Song dynasty in the 12th century. The Song Empire is caught between 2 great powers: the Jin dynasty from the north, and on the western horizon, Genghis Khan, who is beginning to threaten the world. The first generation begins with an oath between 2 families. The Guo family and the Yang family swear an oath before the martial artist Si Chuoji of the Trenjin sect. If their children are both boys, they will become sworn brothers. As a bond, they exchange 2 daggers, each inscribed with the name of their future child, Guo Jing and Yang Kong. But fate interferes with that oath. While their mothers are still pregnant, Prince Wanyan Hongli of the Jin dynasty launches a cunning plan that leads to Guo Jing's father being killed and Yang Kong's father falling off a cliff. Yang Kong's mother is taken to the Jin kingdom, and Yang Kong is raised as the prince's son, far from his true roots and bloodline. Meanwhile, Guo Jing's mother flees to the Mongolian grasslands, and it is there that Guo Jing is raised under the protection of Temujin, who will later become Genghis Khan. From a young age, Guo Jing is not a particularly smart or talented child, but he possesses something rarer than anything else: kindness and a sincere heart. He is trained by the 7 freaks of Jiangnan. He inherits the 18 dragon-subduing palms from Heng Qigong, chief of the Beggars sect. He receives the rare 9-yin manual from the old imp Zhou Botong. He meets a clever, witty, and mischievous girl, Huang Rong, the daughter of Huang Yaoshi, the Eastern heretic, one of the 5 greats. They become a complementary pair, the sincere one and the clever one. However, the greatest betrayal comes from the person who should have been his closest family, Yang Kong. He chooses to become an enemy collaborator, betraying his own country and ultimately meeting a tragic death. The contrast between these two is the core of this novel. One chose honor, the other chose power. The first book ends with Guo Jing and Huang Rong defending the city of Xiangyang from the Mongol invasion, and Guo Jing's name becomes a living legend. Interestingly, it is from the lineage of Yang Kong, from the blood of a traitor, that a person will be born who will one day shake the entire Wuxia world. The Return of the Condor Heroes. His name is Yang Guo, and that name itself holds a story. When he was born, his mother asked Guo Jing to name him, as his father had already passed away. Guo Jing combined one word from his own name and one from Yang Kong's name to create Yang Guo. It was as if two opposing destinies were forced together in one name. From childhood, Yang Guo is punished for sins he didn't commit. Taken to Peach Blossom Island by Guo Jing, he is not warmly welcomed. Taken to the Chu and Zhen sect, he clashes with his teachers. He is adopted by the insane Ouyang Feng, the Western Venom, as his own son. And then he finds the place that changes his life, the ancient tomb. There he meets Xiao Longnu, an incredibly beautiful but cold-hearted girl with extraordinary skills. Their relationship begins as master and student, but love knows no rules. And when those feelings grow, the entire Wuxia world reacts with outrage. Every sect condemns them, even the kind-hearted Guo Jing denounces him. But Yang Guo doesn't back down. Besides his master and lover, Yang Guo learns skills from various powerful figures. The toad stance from his adoptive father, Ouyang Feng. The divine finger flick technique from Huang Yaoshi, the Eastern heretic. The beggar sect's techniques from Heng Qi Gong, the northern beggar. And even from the long-dead, undefeated swordsman of his time, Dugu Qiu Bai. After being separated from Xiaolongnu for years, he wanders with a giant condor and creates his own martial art, born from an unbearable longing, the melancholic palms. And he waits 16 years. 16 years for a promised reunion. A promise he holds on to with a soul that has been shattered time and time again. And finally, Yang Guo is reunited with Xiaolongnu. Yang Guo, who initially harbored a grudge against Guo Jing and Huang Rong, whom he blamed for his father's death, ends up joining them to defend Xiangyang from the Mongol onslaught. And 100 years later, the weapons left behind by these two great heroes, Guo Jing and Yang Guo, become relics coveted by the entire Wuxia world. The Heaven Sword and Dragon Saber. The Heaven Sword and Dragon Saber takes place 100 years after the deaths of Guo Jing and Yang Guo. The Yuan dynasty, descendants of the Mongols, still has a grip on the nation. And in the midst of it all, the heirlooms left by Guo Jing and Yang Guo have become an obsession for every martial artist. The Heaven Sword and the Dragon Saber. Weapons that are said to hold the secrets to the ultimate martial arts. Whoever possesses them rules the martial arts world. And the current owner is Xie Shun, the Golden Lion, the adoptive father of a boy born between two warring worlds, Zhang Wuji. His father was from the respected Wudong sect, while his mother was from the Ming cult, branded as heretical by everyone else. Fate is not on his side. When he is 10 years old, during the birthday celebration of the Grand Master of Wudong, Zhang Sanfeng, his parents are killed, choosing death rather than revealing the whereabouts of Xie Shun, who is being hunted by all the major sects. At the same time, Zhang Wuji is struck by the icy palm poison, a poison that is not only painful but also lethal. Zhang Sanfeng tries to cure him, but fails. The Shaolin Temple refuses to help, considering him the descendant of heretics not worth saving. But Zhang Wuji doesn't die so easily. On his journey, he gets trapped in a cave and meets a white ape that is also in pain. From this encounter, he discovers an ancient manual, the 9 Young Manual. This book turns out to be the key to curing the icy palm poison. And more than that, thanks to this manual, he becomes a martial artist capable of mastering any technique in a short amount of time. And when the Ming cult, his mother's sect, is under a full-scale attack by 6 major sects at once, Shaolin, Wudong, Yimei, Huashan, Kunlun, and the Beggar sect, Zhang Wuji stands against them all and even succeeds in uniting them. His love life is just as fascinating. Zhang Wuji finds himself caught in a love triangle with Zhao Jiro of the Yimei sect and Zhao Min, the Mongolian princess. Even though Zhao Min is on the opposing side, she becomes his most sincere love. And of course, their love is opposed by many. By the end of the story, Zhang Wuji not only unites the martial arts world, but also helps drive out the Mongols. Even so, he has no ambition to become emperor. He assists Zhu Yuanzhang, who goes on to establish the Ming dynasty. Why this trilogy is timeless? 3 generations, 3 different stories, 1 common thread. Jin Yong didn't just write about skilled fighters. He wrote about human beings forced to make choices in the most difficult of times. Guo Jing chose dedication, sacrificing himself for his country. Yang Guo chose loyalty, standing up to the world for love. Zhang Wuji chose forgiveness, letting go of his grudge for the sake of peace. 3 different definitions, all of them are right. That's what makes the Condor Trilogy timeless. Not just because of its amazing martial arts, not just because of its dramatic romances. In the next video, we'll dive deeper into Guo Jing's story, from the Mongolian grasslands to the epic battle of Shangyang. If you're a wuxia fan, or if this is your first time exploring the world of Jin Yong, subscribe now and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single episode of this series. See you in the next video.